Yes, sir.
I want to thank you for the brilliant essay that you wrote for the New York Times.
You're welcome.
It meant a lot.
Thank
You have the ability to write about men. I think men are generally ignored in literature these days, not completely, but generally. And I just really appreciate the fact that you spend so much time on the emotional nuances of the male.
Thank you. We are the weaker sex.
Or
We
so they
must
have
be
us believe.
protected. Yes.
Would you be willing to say something about your movement from law to literature?
It was delightful.
Could you say some more?
Well, you know, I didn't really move from one to the other. I did both until I reached the age of, what, 71 or something? 71 or 72. Anyway, I retired in 2004, and by then I'd written something like 7 books, I know. So I didn't really move from the law to literature. I stopped doing law, which was extraordinarily clever of me, because the practice of law is fun if you do it full tilt. And I've been doing it full tilt for 45 years. So I thought that it was time to stop being the grandfather clock in the office.
How did you feel about Jack Nicholson playing Schmidt? Did you?
Oh, he was brilliant. Absolutely marvelous. Performance of his life.
Did he personify Schmidt for you?
No.
Do you remember as a young writer if some mentor was around that said, write what you know, and did you follow that?
I was never a young writer. No.
The reason I'm saying that is because the article was really a wonderful article, and it seemed to me that, you know, you were coming full circle because of your commitment to writing what you know now.
Well, you know, I've always thought that you shouldn't write just so that you cover pages with your handwriting or typing. When I was in college, I took a creative writing, I guess one creative writing course with a man called Albert Gerard. I did not name Schmidt after him. But anyway, I dropped the course, although he and my classmates liked my stories, because I didn't like them. I thought I had absolutely nothing to say, so the best thing to do was not to say it. So once I did find something to say, which was when I wrote my first novel, Wartime Lies, at the ripe age of 55, I learned that the only reason to write was to find the absolute emotional and intellectual truth, and to set that down. And if you can't set that down, then you should not write. Yes, please.
The description of your having written Wartime Lies in a sort of burst, is that the way you continue to write?
No. Some books I've written faster and some slower. I think Schmidt steps back sort of average. It's hard for me to get the chronology of his writing, sort of average. I find that the more time one has, the less one does. And that's been even true of my working habits after retirement. I've always hated getting up in the morning. So I hardly ever roll out of bed before 8:30. I like to have breakfast. And I dislike reading the New York Times, but I read it. And then you know, then there is a horrible business of being a compulsive answerer of emails. So by the time I performed my basic ablutions and my lunch, I get to work after lunch, and I try to work reasonably late. By reasonably late, I mean maybe 7:30, and so on. So, does that differ from the way I did it before? Yes, because I only worked on weekends and holidays. And I wasn't doing things for clients. But it may be, and I haven't really been able to assess it, it may be that I was quicker when I was younger. It's possible. Yes, sir.
How about any thoughts on left brain versus right brain?
I don't even know which is left.
I'm not sure which is which either, but a logical versus intuitive.
I'm extremely logical. I'm also very intuitive. Yes.
What kind of logic do you practice?
Well, I did a lot of international transactions, large transactions, and I advised a lot of people on cookie problems. I was sort of a jack of all trades.
In the context of a large firm?
Yes, my firm was not so large when I started. I think I was the 38th lawyer or something. But now we have something like 800, maybe 900 lawyers, and we've spread over the face of the world. Probably a bad idea, but that's what we've done.